Welcome to this week's TDD Weekly Report for the week ending April 2nd. First up, we have an interesting story here from a motocross racer. His name is James Bubba Stewart Jr., and I guess he decided it'd be a cool idea to go to a flea market and get some police lights to put in his Toyota Tundra truck and go along playing junior police officer or pretend police officer, stopping other cars. Only the last time he did it, he stopped some passengers in a Silverado truck who happened to be off-duty police officers. So they flashed the badge, and then he kind of tried to play it cool and drive on, but they followed him all the way to the airport where they had other law enforcement officers, real police, meet him and put him under arrest. So now the motocross champ James Bubba Stewart is under felony arrest for impersonating a police officer. It's interesting too because he was called by the news media the Tiger Woods of motocross racing. So yeah, now just like Tiger Woods, I think he's going through his time of being in hot water. If you've been reading the news lately, and I get all my news from the internet. I don't watch news on TV. It's more infotainment than anything else. But the New York Times has just recently put up their paywall, which they charge $35 a month for their online news. I guess if you're a print subscriber, it's included as part of your subscription, so you don't pay for that. But they're going to give people 20 visits per month free, and then after that ask you to sign up for the $35 a month plan. I guess according to what I've read, though, there are so many holes in this too. The count doesn't rack up. It doesn't rack up a count on you if you actually go from an external link. So if you're clicking on a link from somebody's blog or some other article that takes you to the New York Times, that's not part of the count. And I've heard it's as trivial as just clearing the cache in your browser to reset your account. So pretty much anybody that's internet savvy can probably get unlimited amount of times they need to visit to the New York Times. I don't typically go to the New York Times for my news anyway, but once in a while I do get a link to their site about an article, so that's about as much as I use. But I'd like your opinion too about how paywalls are going to work for newspapers. I think the only one that's succeeded so far is the Wall Street Journal, because people use that for investing purposes, so they're actually paying for it to make money. And so far that has worked, but I don't know for any other newspaper if they're going to be able to charge a monthly subscription fee for the online edition. What it may do is just block you out more from exposure, so it may actually be a worse thing to put up a paywall for a newspaper and may render your news insignificant as far as trying to compete with the other ones that are free. Here's an interesting article too. I always like to see what's happening as the music industry, at least the middlemen, are dying and fans are connecting more with the artists directly. Well, the Royal Collection Societies, such in England, have been doing things like calling people up, and if they hear music in the background, demanding payment of royalties for you listening to music. And what's happening now is, I guess in Belgium now, they think that truck drivers, since their truck is their workplace, should actually pay special music licensing royalties for listening to music in their truck because it's a performance in the workplace. Now, I guess the government officials have said this is almost extremely ridiculous that they're even trying to do this, but they claim, the Belgian Collection Society claims that according to the law they're entitled to do this, and because the truck drivers are in their workplace when they're listening to the music, they should pay special performance royalties and licensing fees. Sounds rather ridiculous to me, but I guess when you have an industry that's dying, you do everything you can to try to stay alive. I don't know if any of you have ever gone to google.com/experimental and actually done some of the different beta tests and stuff like that for the different things available to Google. Right now, they've got a thing called a +1 button that I just joined up and joined that. You just go to google.com/experimental, and you have to also have a Google profile set up. And if you don't, I think if you click on it and you don't have a profile, I think they go through and show you how to do that. But right now it's just beta testing. And what happens when you sign up for this +1 program, it's kind of like the like button in Facebook. And when you do a search results on the side, you'll see a +1 button, so you can give your own personal recommendations for the search results. Now, I kind of like that too. Instead of robots figuring out what's the best search results or algorithms, I like the personal touch of people actually recommending sites, and they're warning people against trying to game it too. I'm sure some of the people that own the websites that are searched on could try to game it, because If you know what happened to JCPenney last Christmas when they tried to game the Google search results, they were kind of blacklisted for a while too and disappeared from the front pages of all the search results. So a word to the wise about people trying to game it. I suppose still small businesses may try to do it, but if you're interested, I think it's something that's a positive too. The more personal input you can get from human beings, the better. I noticed as you do the search results, though, you don't get the +1 button for shopping results, and you don't get it for your map results. You just get it for your normal searches besides that. And last up, the article is from videogoneviral.com. Well, it's not an article, actually, it's a video. But the title of the video is World's Biggest Alarm Clock. Now, I would actually go with the title on the website that I'm watching on, called World's Most Annoying Alarm Clock. And as we're leaving, I will play just a little bit of that. Evidently, this guy has a hard time waking up, so he's been using this type of an alarm clock, which is, I'll say, quite a creation. So as we're going out, I will show you this guy's World's Most Annoying Alarm Clock. Take care, everybody, and I will catch you next week.
I've been using this bed to wake up for the past 4 years. And this is what it looks like. Hi, Mom!